Hello, everyone. This is Frank Yiannas, host of Smarter Food Safety, a new podcast dedicated to asking tough questions and seeking real answers to some of the most important food safety issues of our day. If you care about a smarter and safer food system, welcome. You're in the right place. Before we go live in a couple of weeks, I wanted to share a few thoughts on why I've decided to host this podcast and why now. Let's face it, food safety awareness is at an all-time high. There's an almost daily drumbeat of outbreaks and recalls, and consumer trust in food safety is at record lows. At the same time, foodborne illness rates have not meaningfully declined in more than 2 decades, believe it or not, despite new laws like FDA's Food Safety Modernization Act, despite billions of dollars in public investments, countless of inspections, and millions of microbiological tests being conducted by both the public and private sectors. And meanwhile, mainstream media and trade press often, in my view, cover food safety superficially, meaning they're missing deeper analysis, important context, and the systemic issues at play. Through Smarter Food Safety, I hope to fill in some of those gaps by asking hard questions, exploring emerging risks, examining current approaches and innovations that we see, and pushing beyond the headlines to advance understanding, to advance policy, and hopefully to advance practice. Now let me share what you can expect. After more than 35 years in both the public and private sectors, I've been fortunate to serve at the world's largest retailer, for example, or as Deputy Commissioner for Food Policy and Response at the US FDA. And I've been humbled to have the unique and balcony-level view of seeing what the U.S. food system looks like, including the global food system. During the podcast, I'm going to be joined by some of the world's best food safety thinkers, friends and colleagues and experts from both industry, government, and academia. And together, we're going to have in-depth conversations, unscripted, typically from 30 to 45 minutes in length, on a wide range of timely topics. This is what this podcast will be and what it won't be. It will be insightful, science-based discussions with thought leaders. It's going to be in-depth analysis of food safety with policymakers, talking about outbreaks, technology, and culture. It's going to be action-oriented conversations that help listeners improve their food safety performance, that of their organizations, and the food system at large. And this is what it's not going to be: superficial commentary or self-serving chatter, cynical criticism without constructive solutions, or academic fluff with no real-world relevance. While we've already lined up an exciting list of topics and speakers, including FSMA 15 years later, what worked, what didn't, and where do we go from here, U.S. food policy at a crossroads, federalism versus activism, or the frenzy over food colorings, real or perceived risks. And one of my favorites, rethinking food safety. What will it take to finally bend the curve for foodborne illnesses? Now that's just a sampling, and there's a lot more in the works. Let me close with this call to action. If you're working to make food safe or the food system safer, smarter, and more resilient, then this podcast is for you. Subscribe now on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, and join us for these conversations. Together, we're going to learn from one another, and hopefully we're going to create a safer food system that benefits producers, regulators, and most importantly, all of our bosses, the consumer. Stay tuned. We'll talk soon. And until then, be safe.